What's your most embarrassing moment from your school days? College class with like 200 people. I'm barely paying any attention when I hear the professor say, "Who here listens to Rush?" I alone, eagerly raise my hand. It was a political science class and he was talking about Rush Limbaugh. I told him I liked 2112 and everyone was silent and I realized too late what I had done. High school talent show audition. My friends and I used to jam out on instruments together, which was cool, but we weren't like a real band. Decided we were good enough, so we just got high and strolled in like we owned the place. We sucked so bad that they stopped us and asked us to leave. I agreed to compete in a debating contest at a nearby private school as a favor to a teacher I was close with. I didn't think any more of it. I had never debated before. I prepared nothing. I'd wing it. I couldn't wing it. I floundered for 5 minutes. It was humiliating. I don't know what I expected. Still think about that. In middle school, I got my period during gym class. Unfortunately, I didn't notice until it had run down my leg and soaked my sock and shoe. Oh, and I was only 11, so there's that too. Not embarrassing, but cringy and confusing. One day I brought a briefcase to school full of frozen tacos. I kept telling people it was a surprise at the end of the day, and its contents were a mystery. At the end of the day, people gathered around to watch me open this mystery briefcase, and it was just mushy, melted, unrecognizable tacos that looked like canned dog food. I remember everyone thought it was super weird and gross, because it was, and I still to this day wonder why I did that. In 6th grade, I was pantsed in front of about half my grade. Unfortunately for me, this was before I made the transition to boxers, so while I pulled my shorts up as fast as I could, the damage was done. Thankfully for me, my briefs that day were gray, so they weren't technically tighty-whities, but that's a small consolation. It was senior year and was driving a buddy's car to lunch. I made a right turn, but failed to even look in the direction I was turning, dumb I know, and had a head-on with a school bus full of the band kids. Totaled the car and I wasn't wearing my seatbelt on top of that. At the moment of impact, I flew forward and cracked the windshield with my cranium. The band kids started to exit the bus, and I'll never forget the constant looks of disbelief they all gave me as they come off the bus one by one. I went to a small school, so everyone knew everyone and word spread fast. I ended up going back to class afterwards, so imagine my embarrassment as everyone turned and looked at me as I walked in. I wanted to face the music immediately instead of waiting and dreading it the next day. My friends of course teased me about it, but thankfully weren't relentless about it. After graduation, I never brought it up or told anyone who already didn't know. How the hell do you explain that? On my very first day of high school, I got lost, and when I finally found my first period class and was told to come up and tell 3 interesting things about myself, I uncontrollably vomited from how nervous I was in a class of 20+ people. They had to close up that classroom for like a week because the smell just would not come out of the carpet. High school, man. Was at the prom in 12th grade. My date tried to kiss me on stage. She'd never kissed anyone before, so she thought she was supposed to stick her entire tongue in your partner's mouth. What was messed up though was, I had a huge crush on her, so I was really into it. She did that for about 15 seconds. After that I looked over and saw about 700 others facing us directly. Not to mention everyone saw my boner. Got a mix of laughs, surprised Pikachu faces, pointing, gasping, videos being taken, and a shitload of high fives from that point on, all the way until I got back to my car.
Share your story in the comments below. Thanks for watching.